Hello and welcome back to FatherofTwo plays Sunless Sea Zubmariner, Blind. Last time we headed to Shepherd Isle after acquiring a new ship, and we were met with nobody there. And I believe they went to see the Drowny King, or the Fathom King. We had a little mistake under sea, or Z, and we came to the Cumean Canal, rather. I believe we were ready to leave, but we might actually have to do something here. Here, the dark waters run down from the surface, from a brighter sea. Well, we don't want to travel to the surface. Listen for gossip. Fulfill your Admiralty commission. Row out and meet a contact at the foot of the Albertine Gates. The password is, "The Empire Remembers." In the shadow of the gates, a deeply tanned vagabond waits in a jolly boat. His clothes are ragged and his face is filthy, but his voice and manners are educated. His message is a string of numbers and the names of 7 towns in Essex, Shropshire, Cumbria. He insists that you repeat it back to him 3 times. He will not allow you to commit it to paper. I see. Strategic information. Gather information for a port report. Many ships pass this way, but perhaps you'll pick up something they missed. Business as usual. The gates open and shut. The lock remains free from sabotage. If anywhere besides London is safe in all the Unterzee, it's here. The surface nations have an interest in keeping the way open. Listen for surface gossip. The ships of the surface linger here. This is their lifeline to a warmer place. A sorry end. A card game ends badly when one surfacer, or one surface sailor, I guess they're just sailors, knifes another for all the usual reasons. The other players scrabble from the coins that spill from their pockets, but you snatch up a scrag of paper they overlooked. Curious markings, dates, times, code names, spies work. A move in the great game. Let's check shops. Nothing especially attractive at that one. At that set of shops. Let's zoom out here. We want a little bit of perspective on the Z. So, we want to visit the Fathom King's Hold. So, let's hit Abbey Rock, Shepherd's Isle, Station 3, Fathom King's Hold, and then maybe the Iron Republic to get some fuel, and then we could head... we don't have much for money. So, let's see what happens after we hit those 3 or 4 ports I was just talking about. It's nice to have a new ship. That's pretty cool. Our terror is quite high, so we might not want to make this one of our longer trips. We might want to head back sooner rather than later. A Gillifloor. We will have at this thing, I think. We haven't got to fight a lot of things at Z because we haven't been especially tough, but now, he's fast. Get back here. The one time I don't want you to come at me, and you swim away full speed, or I do want you to come at me, and you swim away full speed. Okay, here we go. Firing solution coming. And 1, 2. Oh yeah. 1 volley. Oh, that's impressive. That feels good. After so long being very terrified at Z, now we're only slightly terrified of everything. Gillifloor's End. The Gillifloor, is it a young jellyfish? A lesser subspecies? Do the dreams of jellyfish become real? In any case, now it's a sad, slick goo dissolving into the Z. Scoop it up? Yeah, we'll scoop it up. Perhaps you can eat it. Better yet, perhaps your sailors can. A barrel of former jellyfish. It will wait in the hold like a cup of dissolved moon. One day you will eat it, or perhaps it will eat you. Oh, cool, we got straight up supplies from it. I thought we would just feed ourselves. That's pretty cool. Alright. Not too far to Abbey Rock. That might be the place we had to bring that, what looked like a coffin, but I can't remember. It might be Station 3. There's a place where we have to bring it. That's why I didn't sell it or use it. So, let's see the Sisterhood at Abbey Rock. The new ship looks cool. And 200 hull. That feels much better than the 75 we had before. Abbey Rock was the first one, right? Yes, then the Shepherd Isles, and we have a lighthouse up ahead. That's nice. Calming. Almost a little reassuring if we weren't at Z. Shepherd's Wash, the salty hinterland of London, home to hermits, nuns, and shadowy business. We got a megalops over there. Here the Grim Sisters' lair. Abbey Rock, a black spit of an island, far from anywhere anyone would want to go, and that's how the Sisterhood likes it. Here stands their fortress convent. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this. Okay. Oh, suggests to the scarred sister she might find a home here. Trade supplies, compile a port report. It's unlikely to be eventful. Nothing is happening. The sisters watch us. We feel the eyes. The sea crashes on the rocks, withdraws. The fortress stands stolid as the last year of a century. The great peril you risk here is a certain purpleness of prose. Okay. Knock with news. Oh, we could do that. Offer a gift. We need a hunting trophy. Let's do this one. They were neighbors of a kind to Hunter's Keep. Perhaps she'd find some kind of peace here, or at least a way to keep occupied. A wary welcome. The muscular prioress, the abbess lieutenant, comes down to inspect the potential novice. They speak together quietly. The prioress bellows with laughter to the scarred sister's obvious discomfiture. At last they return. They've agreed to give me a chance, the sister says, nervously. If I can learn to fight. Thank you for bringing me here. It might be what I want. Goodbye, and take this. I won't need it anymore. It's a porcelain flute decorated with the design of flowing grasses, connate work. The sister, you think, is close to tears behind her bandages. She embraces you briefly, and the convent doors close behind her. Our door closes. We have an outlandish artifact, and we lost one of our officers, but that's okay. In the future, we can find another one. Trade supplies. No. We could knock with news. Let's first wait and see. Dangerous training. Like huge and deadly herons, the sisters stalk along the very tops of the walls. You watch through a spyglass as they leap and whirl, slashing at each other with a variety of frightening weapons. God! One of them just turned a somersault. We just got some fragments. That's not bad. Knock at the iron-studded gate with news. Perhaps they'll find it valuable. Brief attention. The muscular prioress, the abbess's lieutenant, comes to the door to listen. She nods and makes notes. She pays particular attention to the news of marsh beast predations and the traffic of the rooftops. In return, she offers a rather perfunctory blessing, but the blessing reassures your crew. Oh, we lost a little terror. That's not bad. No shops here. So we're ready to leave, and we're heading north and east, I believe, to our next port. Past Westergren's Fire, I believe. Not too far. Yeah, that looks like it right there. Flitterstone Isle. We should send out our bat to make sure we're not missing out on Unterzee things. Not that we can really afford to go down. Wolf's Rift. Is that another abyss? It looks like it. It sure is deep. Should we check out Wolf's Rift after I said we shouldn't go under the Z? I kind of want to, because it's called Wolf's Rift. Sounds fortuitous, like it might be meant for me. Let's head to Fieldhaven first. The lights look really cool when they start to glow blue. Shepherd's Isles. Sheep, lichen, standing stones. Course, the bearded watchman tells you. There are no actual shepherds on the Shepherd Isles. Sheep are mostly illegal here. No, indeed, it's just the name of the gentleman that found the islands. Greybeard, sitting in the village square, nods solemnly. No sheep, one says, but plenty of tales. Ask us anything. Compile a port report. Oh, yes, yes. There's been goings-on. In the bleak light o'er the false stars, surface rolling like a porridge pot, up the roar of the steam and the flash of fire, 3 widows swimming, tentacles, and then we saw His Highness. Are they talking about the same Highness that I'm going to visit? I'm not sure. Their fuel's not a bad price, but their supplies are terribly high-priced. So now we are heading south and east a little bit, and then we're heading south and west before possibly just going to the Iron Republic and returning. We'll see. We need more supplies than we do fuel right now, I think. However, we use more fuel than supplies to get around because we're faster now. So it's not quite... It used to be more like a 50-50 or 2-to-1 ratio. You use twice as much fuel as you do food. Now it's a little more like 3-to-1, but not quite that pronounced. Alright, we got a 1 and a 2, remember. Backwards, backwards. Boom! Oh, that's so satisfying. After so long having to cower from most fights, now we can take them out. Toot sweet! The Megalops defeated. With a forlorn and wailing cry, the Megalops turns on its back, legs neatly folded, as bluish blood gouts from its wounds. Its golden glow begins to dim. Butcher for supplies? Let's dissect for knowledge. We got 25 fragments. A crab full of conundrums. You set to work with your knives and acids. It is an undistinguished adolescent specimen, a megalops, of the one of the deep sea crab species. But its eyes, normally vestigial in these troglodytic beasts, are large and rather beautiful. The golden glow is almost gone now, although sparks leap now and then to your knife. Oh, cool. It's like got electric eyes. You got electric eyes. Oh no, that's probably a song. I don't know the actual song. That sounds like a song title. If it's not, it should be. Well, we're almost at Station 3, or Depot A. Or maybe this is Station 3 and that's Depot A within Station 3. We'll find out. A sluggish wave. The ship pitches. We could use a new engine soon, I think. That should be our next upgrade. And then maybe a new glim lamp. We may infer a Station 1 and a Station 2. We may conjecture a Station 4. A very modest challenge. Let's do that. First, it never hurts to know what you're up against. No evidence. You walk the quay. We failed, eh? You walk the quays, looking for any little sign that may show what sort of ship stock here and what they deliver. But you find nothing conclusive, not even so much as a smear of pitch or a damp footprint. If any ships but yours has been tied up here in recent days, it has left no evidence. Deliver a long box. The only way past the walls is an unimposing but sturdy-looking triple-locked gate, silvery metal. A sign beside it reads Deliveries. The gate stands open. Deliveries. There are no stevedores, however, and no wagons waiting to help with the heavy cargo. There's only a sign which reads Deliveries, and a painted hand which points insolently up a rock-cut staircase. Make a delivery. There is cargo in the hold marked for this destination, a long, low, heavy box. It'll be fun getting it up the stairs, no doubt. Up a twisting staircase. There's a great deal of grumbling from the crew. The stairs are sharp-edged and wet. The box is heavy, and its contents inclined to shift. After a few slips and a bad bruise to the shin, you resort to placing crew members along the stairs and handing the box along. There is a warehouse at the top of the stairs, but it is not apparently your destination. Another sign points along the narrow path toward the building with the spire. Deliveries, it says, more aggressively this time. Someone in the spired building is singing. The song sets your teeth on edge. At the top of the stairs, you have a long, heavy box, a winding path ahead that runs perhaps a quarter mile through the mist. A crew that is beginning to mutter about having to do landlubber work. There's a warehouse just to your right, but the sign says deliveries are to be taken onward. Says it rather emphatically, as a matter of fact. Send ahead to the building for extra hands. That seems like a good idea. Carry the box to the building. That's a modest challenge. Oh, that's not bad. Break into the warehouse and leave the box. The sign says deliveries, but doesn't that mean that deliveries are obliged to comply? But doesn't that mean that the delivery... Okay, I see what they're saying. Carry the box onto the building with the spire. Going the extra distance might mean you charge more for your efforts. I think so. Let's do that. A grudging reward. The path is That's not what I want to hear. The path is slippery and lined with mushrooms. You and the crew have to stop 7 or 8 times to set down the boxes and blow on your hands. The closer you get to The closer you get, the less building with the spire looks like a church, or the building. The walls are soot-blackened and made of brick. There are no windows, only narrow vents up near the roof. From these a low singing can be heard, a song so cheerful that your crew look at one another and frown. It is the song of someone keeping the monsters at bay. At last you are close enough to bang on the door. An austere acolyte answers it. She is dressed in black from head to foot. Her gloves are thick leather, and her goggles are double glass. "Leave the boxes at the door," she says to you, and then she turns back toward the building, singing her song, something about a candied kittens and flaming violets and the coming of spring. Judging by the rhyme, she's invented the words as she goes along, or inventing, I mean. You stop her and explain that you expect your extra work to be rewarded. She makes a grudging gesture, but she complies. We succeeded, we got some fragments, and we now have earning the acolyte's favor. Okay, weird. And now we have more. Let's find out. The austere acolyte directs the arrangement of the long box in the room under the steeple. There are many other boxes there already, stacked in rows, 3 or 4 times as many as you have brought. In another corner of the room is a pile of wood from previous boxes already emptied and dismantled. Singing to herself about a mountain upholstered in velvet, she takes a crowbar to the box. The corpse inside is permanently dead, in a way that the dead of London often are not. Not a drownie, not a tomb colonist, but not coming back either. It looks pale and ordinary except for the slight distentation of the skin over the breastbone. Gently the acolyte presses there and nods, singing about tulips embroidered with yellow floss. She lifts the body into a marble slab, or onto. Without pause in her lyrics, she prepares a scalpel. Your presence does not seem to bother her. Watch. Watch with medical interest. Let's just watch. You never heard of this practice before. Metal in metal. The austere acolyte extracts, deftly and with very little blood, a heart-sized sphere of silver-gray metal. With a giant nutcracker, she cracks the sphere, and another sphere inside it, and another. Finally, in the center, she comes to something heavy, small, and black. She lifts it out with tongs and looks at it through her goggles. The song falters, but she manages to keep humming, though the words are lost. She puts the black and heavy thing into a jar marked with a word of correspondence. She closes the jar and seals it with red wax. Finally, when the corpse is removed again, and the marble slab wiped clean, she comes to pay you. "Thank you," she says. "Return another day. I may have something else for you." We have one secret. We gained more favor with the acolyte. And we lost our Sooth and Cooper long box. Did we get paid, though? We didn't get paid. Inside the little gate. Return later. So we'll return later. Shops, no shops here. So, to the Fathom King's hold, and that was to the east, no, west and south. Should we hit Visage first? I'm torn. No, we're gonna go... That's a blue ship, so it's probably not an enemy. Caligo class cruiser. Is that the same type of ship as ours? It looks similar. I can't tell, though. Another rift. Yeah, so they don't seem to be hostile. I'm pretty sure that the blue ships are all friendly. Or as friendly as things get at the Z. Let's check the Z. Or use our Z-Bat, that is. See if there's anything nearby. No islands. Even this one? I guess it doesn't tell us about ones we've already been to. That would make the most sense. Because obviously we're close enough to see this island. We're almost there. It's a nice touch how the lights change color as you, you know, when we're well lit, those side lights don't come on. When we're a little bit terrified, they do come on. When this turns yellow. And we have something waiting for us in port. Well, let's head to Lorcansport and see what's going on. It's weird how it does that. The Fathom King's hold, Lorcansport, named for that most enterprising of drownies. Phosphor cells burn green. Somewhere below, the king awaits. Like an iceberg, like a bizarre master's scheme, like the Neath itself, most of the hold is invisible. You see only a tiny portion of sculpted coral. The rest waits below the surface. The Fathom King's bone rooms and aquaria, his pearl snares, and his dining chambers. Descend to an audience with the Fathom King. Permit shore leave. Trade for drowning pearls. Trade for white molly flower or compile a port report. Okay, the porter watches you right. We'll do that. She says nothing. Others who come and go. Those granted audience return dazed, awestruck. The king is not generous, but occasionally he is fair. Should we... Yeah, we'll permit shore leave. Perhaps your sailors would like to take the air ashore. An amethyst dream. Captain, I think I might have slept. I know it was foolish, but my soul is soothed. I dreamt of another place beneath a sky of amethyst. My skin was crusted with jewels. My claws were strong, Captain. If we pass this way again, I would ask to leave to visit the hold again. That sounds like the place where we can make ourselves turn to stone or gems. So, we got a memory of a distant shores, and we lost 5 terror. That is excellent. But we can't descend to an audience with the Fathom King anymore. That's my bad. We'll have to do that another time, I suppose. So, how are we doing on fuel and food? We're doing okay, so we're going to visit Igel while we're here. It's not too far away, and we have a fair amount of extra fuel, as well as our terror is not incredibly high. Okay, we can't dive yet. We have to wait. Oh, I see. Probably until we're clear of that coral there. Right? That would make the most sense. Like right here, we could probably do it. Or right here? No, not quite. Still not quite. There we go. I like going under the sea, but it is so terrifying that it's not prudent to be constantly doing it. We're gonna have to buy some supplies. Oh yeah, look at that. There's lots of coral down on this part. Man, that's cool looking. We fed the crew one of our last 3 supplies, so we're getting a little low, and it might be time to head towards London. Ooh, something shining. Something shiny. We're gonna have to check that out. Let's see what it is. What is that? No. We want nothing to do with that. We're going. No, don't. Dude, go away. We'll go full steam ahead if we have to. Wow, that neither? Neither. That's terrifying. I wonder if it's a special creature or just something that's there. Like if they're around everywhere. We could buy supplies here, so I suppose we should do that and get ourselves back up to 5. That seems good. Now, we will go... There's nothing else we want here? No. So... Oops, we'll go to the story. Igel. The station is pinned to the surface of Igel. Once it was a roving vessel, the Fortis Kettle, and floated freely from place to place. Now it is stuck on the spines of a fluke rock. Or of fluke rock. Ask the first mate for help finding the regret of the sensitive brother. Okay, we don't need to do that. Bribe the first mate. Assemble a port report. I guess we will do that. Loose information. You gather a description of the Fortis Kettle and a survey of its resources. You scrape away a little of the sealant, the colors of amber and texture of wax, that keeps out seawater where the hull is pierced by the spines of Igel. You sketch the arrangement of decks and hatches so far as you've been able to reach. But about the population, you cannot offer as much detail. The tomb colonist declines to be identified, and the traveling postman laughs at you. Alright. Well, back to Z. Is that thing still lurking out here? I hear it. Yeah, it's right there. Do we try and take it on? It's got as much hull as us. What did we take for damage? Not so bad. I think we can do it. Is it hitting me lots? I think it is. We're gonna get it. Oh, come on. One more round. Yes. We've never slayed such a beast, but we've done it now. You have defeated a neither. It will stop wriggling soon. Soon. Any moment now. Send crew to the carrion slick. Into the carrion slick. Continue shining a light upon it. Never trust anything that seems in a hurry to die. Let's do that. Strange currents. You turn the lamps on, Upon the spreading, undulating blackness of its carcass, you can hear the telltale sizzling sound through the hull. Something twinkles within the dark shadow of the Neither as it leeches away. The star spread of a night sky interrupted by a canopy of leaves. A far-off jungle, dark fruits, and many-fingered figures sway in the trees. You tear yourself from the porthole, and when you look again, it is all gone. Only clear water remains, as though the Neither had never been. Oh, we lost a tear and got an extraordinary implication. Hello. And I believe that's our first major victory over a large Z-beast, so I'm quite proud of that. I mean, it could have gone better. We got hit a few times, but still, cool and tons of fun. So we're not far from the... Oh, burning blue. A hiss of horror from the lookout. The glim lamp at the front of the ship is sputtering and arcing, fizzing with blue light. Even as you watch, the blue fades, but it's not a good omen. Spin them a story. Yeah, we'll do that. Ah, now, any lubber knows what a blue light means. Eyes wide. Rubies the size of grapes, and grapes the size of apples. Of course, the island's only visible in blue light, and then only for an instant. But if we find it, me hearts, if we find it. They grin. They don't exactly believe it, but they'd like to. We lost even more terror. We're doing good. Though we have a lot of nightmares. We are haunted by terrible dreams, the captain, that is to say. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, we gotta watch our oxygen. We don't want to die down here. You are not welcome here. Don't say things like that. That's terrifying. We don't seem to have a constant companion coming for us yet, though, so that's pretty good. And we still have over half hull, so I feel pretty good about that victory still. Oh, that's a weird-looking sea floor. It's all gross. Looks almost brainy. Almost like a brain, I should say. And I guess we can't use our sonar. It automatically goes off. There we go. I accidentally turned it off by hitting Z. Oh, we have something else. We might have to go to the surface, though. Because we can't afford another fight. At least I don't believe we can. What is that? Oh, fuel. Hello. At least it looks like fuel. We'll check it out. I'm pretty sure that's fuel. Unclear what this is, but our engineer says it'll burn. Oh, this will give us oxygen, actually. I'm pretty sure if we sail right through the center of this, we get oxygen. Yep, the vent just discharges a cascade of oxygen. 50, to be exact. Now we want to go north, because we are very close to our destination. We're not overly heavy on supplies right now, so we might want to be careful. And I hear the music of the port we want to visit. Ooh, we have one last thing to check under the Z here. Let's hope it's not... Oh, what the hell? Oh, we gotta check that out, right? That's a big whale. Like, I'm pretty sure that's whale bones. That's what it looks like to me. Whale bones. The Z has not been kind. The colossal skull is intact, but the body has been reduced to a gnawed frame of bones. Carvings have been scored into the bones. Examine the engravings, collect unknown toxins, or harvest Stygian ivory. 48, 80, and 52. Okay. Collect unknown toxins. The marrow of these beasts bear poisons. Harvest them. We succeeded. You and your crew don diving suits and swim out armed with flasks and bone saws. It takes 3 of you to hold a rib in place. Another 2 to wield the saw. Your doctor insists on collecting the marrow personally. It is back-breaking labor, the snap of bones, the dribble of pallid marrow. Eventually, every bone is snapped and hollow. You have taken enough. 1 supplies, 1 terror. Oh, okay, so we got some food? That's not bad. I was just saying we needed more. We can surface. Yeah, okay. I thought we couldn't for a second, but yeah, it looks like we can surface, no problem. Cool. That was a neat find. So we'll make port here, and then we'll end the episode. Until next time, if you enjoyed it, please leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. This is FatherofTwo, signing off.